Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's session on GitHub Copilot, your ultimate tool to accelerating developer productivity. So we are going to dive into the topic with Janardhan S, and he is a Microsoft certified trainer and MVP, and he is going to take us through the topic and help us better understand the topic and how you can use Copilot to your advantage over work. Before we get into the session, I just want to share that the session is recorded. No need to share record on your side. And secondly, there is a certificate of participation which you can get at the end of session. Make sure you climb it and make sure you join our community so that you can participate in the upcoming sessions. Okay, that's it, everyone. So we can dive into the session. Over to you, Jonathan.
Hey, thank you, Suraj, for this opportunity. And good evening and good morning, everyone. And thanks for your time to joining uh, the most trending topic or the most wanted urge of this hour is GitHub Copilot. The GitHub Copilot, your ultimate tool for accelerating developer productivity. I think as already Surag has mentioned about my profile. So I am Janardhanan Selvaraj. I'm a Microsoft AI MVP and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer and a Microsoft Learn expert. Okay. And also currently I'm holding 13 Microsoft Cloud certifications and I'm author and mentor and blogger. And if you're having any queries related to artificial intelligence, GenAI, or else the Copilot tools, feel free to reach out to me on my social handles. So this is my social handle with respect to LinkedIn. And I used to post the internship opportunities as well as the coding challenges, hackathon challenges on my YouTube channel and latest trending technology updates as well. So this is my YouTube channel handle as well. You can reach out to me for the internship opportunities, the hackathon related stuff, and the latest technology updates on the YouTube handle. And this is my LinkedIn handle. Feel free to ask any questions. Even after the session, also, please ask any questions related to the technology updates and don't hesitate. And feel free to use these handles for your betterment. Let's see the agenda for this today's topic. The agenda for today's is the pair programming, the entire Microsoft Copilot ecosystem, how this GitHub Copilot is going to accelerate the developer productivity, the GitHub Copilot architecture, then how to install GitHub Copilot into your respective IDs, then GitHub Copilot chat slash commands. Then with the help of this GitHub Copilot, how one has to improve the coding workflow using GitHub Copilot, the best practices of prompt engineering using GitHub Copilot, and I will tell you what are the next pathways so that you can use GitHub Copilot. Microsoft is offering a free certification on GitHub Copilot. I'll tell you the pathways as well in the end of the session. Let's begin the very first technique, which is pair programming. What is this pair programming concept? Pair programming is one of the technique which is used in the agile or scrum practices where two people started sharing a common workstation. It could be a laptop or it could be a desktop or it could be your any local machine when one of the role will be your driver and the second role we will call it as navigator. Driver is the one who is going to write the entire code and the navigator is the one who will be reviewing the code. What will happen over a period of time? They will interchange their role. Whoever played the driver role, they will be a part of a navigator, and whoever played the role of a navigator, they will be a part of playing the role of driver. After the role interchange, it is able to boost the developer productivity and you can see the acceleration in terms of innovation development. Innovation development capability will be improved if you start using AI pair programming. Along with that, collective code ownership will be improved if we started using pair programming. So that's what the GitHub Copilot is a tool where it is going to redefine the entire developer productivity. Whatever the manual task or the manual way of doing, we will not use the manual way. We will start automating those developer productivity to task with the help of GitHub Copilot. Almost 1 million plus developer communities started using GitHub Copilot. And 75 percentage of the crowd, after they use GitHub Copilot, they have seen a drastic change in terms of writing the coding experiences. And 55 percentage of crowd says after they use GitHub Copilot, they're able to see the enormous change in terms of faster code experiences. And almost 5,000 businesses started using GitHub Copilot in their workplace activities as well. That's the power of GitHub Copilot. With the help of the GitHub Copilot, it is possible to boost the developer productivity. And wherever you want to bridge it, you can use GitHub Copilot. And wherever you want to automate the developer productivity, you can use GitHub Copilot. And wherever you want to
Hey, sorry everyone. I think there is some issue over there. Let us give a minute. I think Chinadran might be kicked out of the meeting. Let's give him a few minutes to come back to the meeting and we'll resume it. I am
I think,
okay. He's here.
hello.
Hi. Hi,
I think
Chinadran.
Surya, there was a network issue. Now it is
Oh, okay.
clear.
Okay.
Sorry for that. Sorry, everyone.
No worries.
I hope my screen is visible again.
Yes.
So I was talking about the usage and the purpose of GitHub Copilot. So GitHub Copilot is one of the artificial intelligence tool where we are implementing the approach known as AI pair programming. The entire AI pair programming concept has been applicable for our GitHub Copilot. And who was developed these GitHub Copilot in the sense it was developed by GitHub Corporation, and entire GitHub activity, how it has worked in a sense with the help of your OpenAI Codex model. When I say OpenAI Codex model, user will be started writing the prompt, and the prompt will be converted into a code which is known as code generation model. So with the help of your OpenAI code generation model, the GitHub Copilot it is possible to operate and it is used to generate the code generation. And as a user, what we are supposed to do is we need to write the prompt. once you started writing the prompt, usually you used to write the comments in your application development or any development software, you start writing the comment. Comment is used for the better readability purpose. So now you will write a comment. The moment if you write the comment and you give enter, that entire comment will be converted into code known as context aware suggestions. Whatever the code you have started writing, that entire comment will be converted into code is known as context aware suggestions. This type of mechanism is possible if you use your IDs. When I say IDs, it could be your integrated development environment like VS Code, Visual Studio, Vim Editor, JetBrains Editor. These are the possible editors for our GitHub Copilot. Related to features of GitHub Copilot, it is context-aware suggestion. That is one of the feature of the GitHub Copilot because user will be writing the comment. That comment will be converted into code, which is your context-aware suggestions. All manual work, all your repetitive task has been minimized if you started utilizing the GitHub Copilot. And GitHub Copilot, it is able to adapt to your coding style where whatever user started performing it. And I say it is adapting the style, whatever the style user is writing to that particular style, it is able to adapt it because of your freestyle in terms of your prompting. And it supports multiple programming languages, multiple framework has been supported with respect to your GitHub Copilot. And GitHub Copilot, you will be getting continuously, it is possible to learn with the help of your GitHub Copilot feedback mechanism. So these are the most important features of GitHub Copilot. And related to GitHub Copilot, why we have to use GitHub Copilot? So for example, my current project, it is running in .NET framework. The client is asking, convert or migrate the entire .NET application into, let's consider Python project. Unfortunately, I don't have the Python skilled resources in my team. What they can do, whatever the prompt they have written in the .NET framework prompt, they can convert those prompt into the Python prompt. And once it is done, after the migration of your .NET prompt into your Python prompt, they can hire a SME or else expertise within the organization. Whatever the code generated by this tool, you may have a code review with them so that it is used to avoid the skill bridge gap between one technology versus another technology. So avoiding skill bridge gap is possible with the help of your GitHub Copilot. And once it is done, it is easy to use for innovation development. Any innovation stuff, any automation stuff you want to do further, you can concentrate on that activities. And also it is used to enhance the code quality. Code quality as well as coding experiences, coding speed will be improvised if you started utilizing the GitHub Copilot. That is one of the ideal stuff where GitHub Copilot is mostly used in the development activities in your any type of development related projects. So this is the architecture of your GitHub Copilot. If you notice, we have using GitHub Copilot as a service model. And as a user, you will be providing the prompt or else you started writing the prompt. When you write a prompt, you have to provide the high level context. That particular context will be converted into code with the help of GitHub Copilot suggestions. If the suggestions you are not able to accept in terms of GitHub Copilot, you have a chance to improve your suggestions further. So these three are the important stuff when it comes to the GitHub Copilot. And whatever the prompt you are writing, how the code has been generated, it is possible to generate the code with the help of the OpenAI Codex model. Codex model is code generation model. User will write the prompt, based upon the prompt, the code will be converted it. So this is the overall architecture of your GitHub Copilot. When it comes to the editor support, we have four editors the GitHub Copilot is supported. One is Visual Studio, Visual Studio Code, JetBrains Editor, Vim Editor. These are the four editors supported by GitHub Copilot. And when it comes to the language support, almost 18 programming languages GitHub Copilot is supporting. Your Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, Ruby, Go, Java, C Sharp, .NET. Likewise, 18 programming languages GitHub Copilot is supported. And when it comes to framework support, it supports AngularJS, React.js, Vue.js. These three are the web-based framework GitHub Copilot is supporting. Let me tell you the procedure how you have to install the GitHub Copilot in any of your IDEs. First of all, you have to install the Visual Studio Code software to your machine, which is a freeware. Then you have to go to the GitHub Copilot option. In your window of GitHub Copilot, you have to purchase the licenses. When I say licenses, we have different types of licenses. Copilot individual license, Copilot enterprise license, Copilot business license. You can purchase your license. Once your license has been purchased, you can go to the Visual Studio Code. In the Visual Studio Code, search in your extension tab two extensions. One of the extension is GitHub Copilot extension. The another extension is GitHub Copilot chat extension. These two extensions you need to download and you have to install it. Once these three procedures, if you have completed it, you need to restart your Visual Studio Code. Once the Visual Studio Code has been restarted, at the bottom of your Visual Studio, you may be able to identify the GitHub Copilot icon. The moment if you click that icon, it will simply say the status as GitHub Copilot is ready. That particular status, if you have received it, which means you have installed GitHub Copilot successfully in your Visual Studio Code editor. This is about installation of your GitHub Copilot. And you might be wondering, is GitHub Copilot is supporting multilingual language? Is it really necessary whether I need to write the prompt only in English? The answer is no. You may able to write the prompt in terms of not only in English, you can write in your language as well. It could be French, Spanish, Japanese, your English, Hindi, any type of prompt you are writing in your GitHub Copilot, still the responses will be in your English only. That is multilingual support GitHub Copilot is supporting. So that's what the most trending programming language in the generation of, in the adoption of generative AI for GitHub Copilot is English. So for all these aspects, you should know a prompt. What is a prompt? A prompt, it is a natural language instructions where you are going to accomplish a specific task or you are going to accomplish a particular task. If I want to do such type of task accomplishment or if you want to perform a particular activity, you require a prompt. Prompt is nothing but an input. That input, once you started typing it, that model, it is going to check, and based upon the model, the responses are generated based upon the prompt you have been crafted it. So for this type of approach, you require one of the technique known as prompt engineering technique. Prompt engineering technique, it is a process where you are going to guide the model towards your relevant responses. How I'm getting my relevant responses in terms of your prompt execution in the sense, you need to provide the prompt. Whenever you start writing the prompt, you give the prompt at a high level instruction or provide high level context. If you're not providing high level context, if you're not providing the high level instructions, you will be ended up with a wrong response, or the response may not be relevant. So always remember, whenever you started crafting any type of prompt in GitHub Copilot, provide your high level context with clear and specification is required when you craft it. So for this, you require prompt engineering technique. So what are the prompt engineers technique roles and responsibilities? When it comes to the prompt engineer roles and responsibility, the prompt engineer should be a top key player while writing the code, as well as the prompt engineer should have the skills, technical, functional, domain skills is required. Followed by, if you are not a native English speaking people, you need a translator service to make use of writing, converting the English prompt into the other language prompt. You require translator skills as well. And whatever the prompt you have been crafted, it has to be aligned with the business objectives. And creative thinking is the most important thinking for every prompt engineer. Whenever they started crafting the prompt, they should have the essence as well as the ability of creative thinking. Then only you'll able to craft the prompt in a proper manner or in a most specified options of prompt engineer. So these are the roles and responsibilities of a prompt engineer. So let's see the GitHub Copilot shortcut keys. There are three important shortcut keys you have to remember in terms of GitHub Copilot. One is tab key. It is used to accepting your suggestions. An escape key is used to reject your suggestions. And control enter is going to provide the additional suggestions for your respective context. So these three are the important shortcut keys you should remember when it comes to a GitHub Copilot. So let's see the environment of GitHub Copilot in the Visual Studio Code plugin. So this is a Visual Studio Code editor. So what I will do now, the very first step, you need to purchase the license of GitHub Copilot. Once the license has been purchased, you need to add that licenses and you have to log in with that particular license only in the account section. Once it is done, go to the extension tab. In the extension tab, you have to search for two extensions. One is the GitHub Copilot. The another extension is GitHub Copilot Chat. These two extensions you need to download and you have to install it. Once it is done, you can see the GitHub Copilot option in the bottom of the screen. If I click this, it will say the status as ready. Suppose if you are using GitHub Copilot in your organization and all, ensures that you should have a open internet connectivity, then only the GitHub Copilot option will be ready, or else you will be getting the Copilot error. So any organization, any workplaces you will be using GitHub Copilot, you need an open internet connectivity. That is one of the important tip. If you are developing the applications towards Python, then you have to install the extensions of Python. Along with this two mandate extension, you are supposed to install the extension, Python extension in your GitHub Copilot. So remember, whenever you started using GitHub Copilot, the Python related extensions you have to download and install it. You are a .NET developer, install all C# .NET Nugget tools and packages if you want to play around .NET related prompt on your GitHub Copilot. If you're an Angular developer, use all Angular related software extensions, download and then install, and you'll be able to play Angular related prompt. So the mandate prompt for your GitHub Copilot is GitHub Copilot Chat, GitHub Copilot. These two are the mandate extensions you have to install it. So what I will do now, I am going to write a comment. Hash is nothing but it is a comment. I'll write print hello world message. This is plain English. So when I give enter, the code it is generated automatically. As I mentioned in the presentation, there are two shortcut keys that are available for the GitHub Copilot. One is your tab key, it is used to accepting your suggestions, and escape key is used to reject your suggestions. In this case, if I give enter, either I have to press tab key or else I have to press escape key. When I press tab key, which means the particular suggestions generated by the GitHub Copilot has been accepted it. Then you have to type Python, the name of the file .py. So your code has been executed successfully. So even though you are not know anything about your Python, still you may able to craft your prompt in a plain English manner. Similarly, print hi message, let's say hi, is an API message in a loop 10 times. So this is a plain English. I'm looking for some code. When I give enter, the code has been generated successfully. Then you can say, give enter, accept it. After accepting this, you can execute the code. So it is able to execute the code and it is printing the message for 10 times. Similar way, if I want to go for the advanced prompt, for example, create a Python class named as employee with fields like. So it is suggesting me some of the fields like name, age, salary. I don't want this. How to reject this? Escape key. Or press escape key. After you press escape key, it is rejected now. Name, age, and designation. I'll say. Then print all the values using show employee method. So even you don't know anything about Python, the code has been generated with the help of GitHub Copilot. Just press tab key, tab. I'm not writing any code, just I'm pressing only tab key only. Tab, tab. Save this, execute the code. Now the code has been executed successfully. You can see this. Name, age, designation. Likewise, it is possible to execute any code in your GitHub Copilot by writing just a simple prompt. It is not necessary the prompt should be in English. You can write the prompt in your other language also. For example, I want to say English to French. Okay, I'll write English to French. Print welcome message. Okay, so this I will take it as a French prompt. Then I'll go here, hash, you paste the prompt. So it will print in the French language. Accept this. So you can see the result as well. Python, the name of the file, .py. So you can see the result will be printed in French. So it supports multilingual language as well. Similar manner, if I want to do the code related to data analysis package, for example, import pandas package. So this is a plain English. So the code will be printed pandas package. I'm going to read one of the file called as titanic.csv file. Titanic.csv file. It is given the titanic.csv file. So print the first 5 rows of the data frame. For that, I'm using df.head. So this will also print this. See. So it is able to print the first 5 rows of your CSV file named as titany.csv. So for your machine learning project deployment also, you can use your GitHub Copilot. So any machine learning project, if you want to use it, you can use GitHub Copilot. So that is possible. So you can see the first 5 rows are getting printed. Similarly, if I want to print, display the last 5 records, just to print tail method. This will print the last 5 records. Same way, if I want to say display the shape of the data frame, which is nothing but total number of rows and columns. So any data analysis package also, if you want to print it, you can make use of your GitHub Copilot option to generate the code. So nowadays, code generation and developer productivity becomes simple with the help of your GitHub Copilot. So you make use of the GitHub Copilot tool in such a way that you can use all these stuffs with the help of your GitHub Copilot. So moving back to the presentation again, let's see what is GitHub Copilot Chat. So GitHub Copilot Chat, it is a companion extension of GitHub Copilot. So already GitHub Copilot itself is a AI programmer or AI companion. So additionally, you have a chat companion. This chat companion is going to provide chat assistance for your day-to-day development related activities. When I say day-to-day development related activities, you may have any syntax-based questions or else any programming concepts or any test case generation, any debugging you want to do it, then use GitHub Copilot chat option. So for the GitHub Copilot chat option, how it is possible to improve in the sense using slash commands, you can use GitHub Copilot chat. What is this slash commands? Slash commands are the special commands that are used in the GitHub Copilot chat for explaining your end-to-end code. For documentation purpose, you can use GitHub Copilot chat. For test case generation, you can use GitHub Copilot chat. If there is any issues related to bugs, any issues related to your code fixing, you can use GitHub Copilot slash commands. So these are the list of GitHub Copilot slash commands we have. One is slash help. Slash help is going to provide the list of commands of GitHub Copilot chat. And clear is noting us, you have to, if you want to create a new chat session, I don't want to use any existing chat session, then use slash create, clear. And doc is nothing but it is used to generate the documentation related commands. Any code documentation, if I want to generate it, use slash doc. Slash explain, if I want to explain the entire code selection, you can go for slash explain command. Slash fix, this is going to fix a particular syntax problem, particular code issues, or particular debugging issues in your code. You can use slash fix. Slash test, it is used to generate the unit test cases for your selected code. That is slash test purpose. Slash new, it is going to create a new project structure or a folder structure related to a particular technology. So that is slash new. Slash new notebook, it is going to create a new Jupyter notebook in your GitHub Copilot chat. So let's see all these slash commands in the Visual Studio Code window. So this is a Visual Studio Code window. So there are two things that are available. There is a section known as chat section. This is chat section. You can see this chat section symbol. And this is known as inline chat. Either you can go here or else you can go here. Any one of the way you can approach it. For example, if I want to use this one here, select this one, select the piece of complete code, slash I, slash control I is going to give you the GitHub Copilot slash commands. That is control I. Once you press control I, you have to type slash. There are 4 important slash commands are there in the inline chat. This is inline chat. One is slash doc. Slash doc is nothing but the documentation comments for your respective code, whatever we have been selected it. The entire documentation stuff, this slash doc will do. Slash doc is nothing but documentation comments. So you can see the list of documentation comments here. This says import the pandas package, read this titling.csv file, display the 5 rows, display the last 5 rows, display shape. Shape is nothing but the total number of rows and columns in the data frame. If I want to know about the documentation related commands, we will use the slash command as slash doc. Similar way, if I want to use control A, control I, slash, I don't know anything about this, each and every line of execution about this particular code, then use slash explain. Slash explain, this is going to explain the line by line explanation about this entire code, whatever we been selected it. That is your slash explain. If I want to know about what is the usage of first line, the first line says it is a pandas library to perform several operations on a data set. What is the name of the data set? It is given. And each and every line by line explanation about your code, we can use slash explain. Then the next one is example. I remove some of the, so I'm doing some syntax error. So there's some amount of syntax error. So there's a code is a wrong code. I'm selecting this control A, control I, slash fix. When I say slash fix, you can see. To fix this code, correct the function call for displaying the first 5 records. There is a syntax error. And there is something dot was missing. Okay. This is nothing but the inline chat. And if I want to use a chat window, you can directly type here also. This particular chat window is also going to produce what are the errors in this code. This will automatically fix it. You can see these are the piece of error. The error has been corrected here. See, you can see. So here there is one close bracket was missing. It was corrected. Here there is a dot operator was missing in the line number 18. It was corrected. If I want to replace this, use this option. So now the entire code has been corrected over here. So that's how we have to use your slash fix option in your GitHub Copilot chat. Similar way, if I want to perform control I slash test, this test is nothing but unit test case generation. So let me write a unit test case generation. For Samarel, use separate use case. Create a class, create a calculator class. So I'm saying one of the classes, calculator class. The entire calculator class code has been displayed over here. Then create calculator object. I'm creating a calculator object, tab key, call. I'm calling the add method, subtract method, multiply, divide. Now what we can do, if I want to execute this one, the code has been executed successfully. Now for this calculator class, I want to create a unit test case. Control I slash test. This will create a unit test cases for this. For example, for the entire class, if I want to create a unit test cases, I will show you here slash test. For the entire unit test cases, if I want to generate, I can go for your slash test option. So slash test option is nothing but it is going to generate a unit test cases for your respect. So the unit test cases is generated, started generating it. Let's see. So meanwhile, what was the next option is? I need to talk about slash new and new notebook. So you can see this. So there's the option of unit test cases generation. So unit test cases has been generated here. You can see it. So we have a unit test case class, call it as sample3. It is importing calculator class. So we have a add method, assert functionalities, subtract method, assert functionalities, your multiplication. So separate unit test case class has been generated. So this slash command is also part of your GitHub Copilot chat. And the remaining two options, if you see this, if I want to know about each and every command, clear is nothing but clear the entire new session. Slash help is nothing but this is going to provide the line by line explanation about each and every command. That is slash help. And one more command is slash new. Slash new is you need to provide what type of project structure you want to create. Create a project named as retail with Python class dependencies. I'll say Python class dependencies. This will start creating a project retail along with the Python class dependencies. The entire folder structure, everything will start mentioning it. That is the usage of slash new. And there is one more one more slash function is known as slash new notebook. Slash new notebook, I'll say create a new Jupyter notebook, which is used for seaborne data visualization. Use the cricket data as the source file. So this will create a new notebook along with the steps of your data analysis. If I say create new notebook, the entire code, everything will be open in a new notebook. See. All the codes, everything will be open in a new notebook. Let's open it. It's taking time to open it. Let's see. So that is a usage of which command is slash new notebook. Slash new notebook is all your code starting from the library execution, loading your cricket data set, displaying some of the basic statistics, visualization data distribution, the entire heat map producing different types of plots you can draw with the help of your new notebook option. Let's see what are the ways we can improve the coding workflow. So using this GitHub Copilot chat command, it is possible to generate the code completion is possible and your error corrections with the help of slash fix, you will be able to fix the error and using code refactoring, you are fixing the entire piece of code. So that is the major usage of slash commands in your GitHub Copilot chat. So these are three techniques. The next three techniques is it is easy to navigate from inline window to chat window. That is navigation is easy in your GitHub Copilot chat. And it is possible to integrate not only Python technology, .NET, Java, AngularJS, UI UX. So all your UI UX, your programming languages, Go programming, your Python programming, Java programming, C Sharp .NET, every technology it is easy to integrate and based upon the integration, collaboration between from one window to another window is also easy. with the help of your GitHub Copilot chat. So what are best practices you are supposed to follow when it comes to your GitHub Copilot is you need to provide the high level context. If the context is missing, then the entire thing will go for a toss. So provide the specification with the high level context with the specific examples that is required. Using your GitHub Copilot, it is possible to correct the error corrections, your code refactoring, also, the code suggestions also it is producing with the help of GitHub Copilot. And always use the latest data. Keep your repository updated each and every time. And also, if you are updating the repository, inform to your team members because they need to collaborate with the new data. They should not use any old data for data iteration. So always when there is a data change or when there is a latest data update, inform with your teams. So these are some of the best practices of your GitHub Copilot. So this is the pricing of GitHub Copilot. As I mentioned earlier, there are three pricing model. GitHub Copilot individual pricing, which is $10 per month. Copilot Business $19 per month, and Enterprise is $39 per month. If you're a student, you have a GitHub student developer package there. You have to upload your student ID card every year, and you'll be able to use GitHub Copilot free. If you're engineering graduate, 4 years the GitHub Copilot is free. If you are arts and science background, your GitHub Copilot is free for 3 years. Where you can use GitHub Copilot in terms of use cases, you can use in web development, data science, machine learning, backend development, mobile application development, you can use GitHub Copilot. So these are the latest use cases of GitHub Copilot. Then so this is the one I was mentioning to everyone. Microsoft is providing a free GitHub certification. Please scan the QR code. You can get the GitHub Copilot learning path, and there is a certificate provided by Microsoft itself. Please scan this QR code. Thank you so much. Let's go for the Q&A section. I'll paste my social handles on the group. You can feel free to use a social handle. I pasted my YouTube channel handle. So this is my YouTube channel. I was posting the internship opportunities as well as your hackathon challenges, then your latest technology updates. If you're a student, I used to post the scholarship opportunities and the latest trending technology updates as well. Free certifications also I used to post on this group. Please, you can visit my playlist accordingly and you'll get that benefits. So you have to use your front end, back end platform, which tools examples. Okay. The meaning of this one is you need to go to the Visual Studio Code platform. In the Visual Studio Code platform, go to the extension tab. If it is Angular JS, you have to install the Angular related extension here. And you should know about your Angular JS TypeScript, HTML, CSS. How I'm writing the prompt like this. The same way you have to write the prompt for Angular for your Angular JS as well as your backend front-end codes. That is one. Suraj, any other questions from your chat?
I don't think there was previously any questions.
Okay.
Let's give a minute for them to ask if there is any
Okay. So I have given
question.
the QR code. Instead of QR code, I have given the links. Please, you can scan the links if you are interested. So link I'll paste one more time if they want. They can take it.
I think that's all of it. Feel free to join the AI thing that Janathan shared. He has shared it in chat box. Feel free to check it out. And yes, there was a previous one, right? We will share that certificate, but for the moment, today's we will receive it. And yeah, thank you. I think that's all the questions. I just want to mention about Code Without Barriers, where there's a lot of opportunity for women. I'm just sharing the link again in case there are women here and who wants to explore the opportunities that Code Without Barriers are, putting forward. So I just shared the link to sign up. You can check it out for more information over there. That's it, everyone, for today. And thank you for joining on a Saturday evening. And thank you for Janardhan for taking the time to join us and share his knowledge with everybody here.
Thank you so much.
And
Thanks, everyone.
yeah, please do check out his LinkedIn and the link he has shared before you guys leave. That's it, everyone. And thank you and have a great weekend.